Hello everyone, welcome to Noble Creative Tutorials. Today we have a new motion graphics tutorial in our series and I will show you how to create procedural liquid bubbles effects in After Effects without using any third-party plugins. So create your composition and let's get started. So after create your composition, create any solid and let's rename this texture, and then I'm going to apply fractal noise here. So we need to create a map that we need to work with. So choose fractal type to strengths and invert this map, and let's give contrast around 300 and brightness around 30. So we're going to get something like this and set complexity to 1, and then evolution, create a keyframe, and then we want to add animation on it. So the second keyframe is going to be 2. So a very simple animation here as you see. And on transform, we have this offset turbulence, so it's animating these maps. So we want to zero out these and create a keyframe there. And at 3 seconds, we want to animate these just something like this. Very straightforward here. And then I'm going to duplicate these layer, Control D, and then at 3 seconds, let's select these two and just put them at the end. So the first 2 keyframes, I want it to start animating just before. So here we have them stopped and then start animating. So basically we're just trying to make a seamless map here. So let's hit T to reveal opacity, so to blend these together. So we want these to start from 0 to 100. So we're going to have something like this. Okay, so let's duplicate these 2 and let's change the color of the labels. And so let's solo it. And so now I'm going to change strengths to max and then crank up these contrast and just get something like this. It's going to have the same animation as you see. I want to do the same thing for the second one. So this is going to be set to max, crank up this, and just let's get something like this. Okay, so here let's hit T for opacity, and we want these to have animation on it as well. So from 100 to 0. So now we have them both here, and we want to blend them with the other ones. So we're going to set the blending mode to darken. So we're going to have something like this. So this is the map basically we need here. Okay, so let's pre-compose all these and rename it to texture and hit OK. And then I'm going to bring these elements holder. So basically it's just the holder for the element text or whatever you want to put here. And let's track map these using a Luma map. And then we're going to have something like this. Okay, and now we want to create bubbles for this. Let's create a new solid and let's rename these bubbles. And then let's pre-compose this and rename it to bubbles 01. And let's open these just to focus on it. So I'm going to apply fractal noise here, and let's crank up the contrast and lower the brightness a little bit to get something like this. And on complexity, let's set this to 1. So we're going to have something as you see here, and then hit P for position. We want to add animation here, so around 2 seconds. Let's zero out the Y. So very simple, straightforward animation here. Let's ease these keyframes. And then I want to bring here these holder again here. And let's turn off its visibility. and I want to use seed mats and then choose here this holder. So now we have something like this, as you see here. So the white spots is from where from the particles are going to emit. Let's actually change the evolution here just to almost cover all the letters. So we have something basically like this, and then I'm going to apply a Luma key so we can get rid of the black pixels, and I'm going to apply CC ball action. So basically CC ball action is going to be our particles there. So here we have scatter, and we have grid spacing and the size. So let's put scatter to 5 and grid spacing to 16, and so we have something like this, and we want to animate the ball size. So let's create a keyframe here, and we want that to start from 20, and few frames we want that to get to 90, and then at 2 seconds we want that to get to 0. So we're going to have something like this. Okay, let's ease these keyframes, and as you see, this look linear animation. So here we have this instability states, so it's like a secondary animation for those particles. So here we want to animate these as well. So we want it from 0 to maybe just 4. Okay, that's look pretty cool. So we want to create a procedural controller for this. So let's create a new null object, and let's rename these controller, and then add slider control here. So this is going to be a number of the bubbles, and then we have seeds, and then scatter. So here on the ball action or on fractal, if we go to brightness, we can control how many particles we want there. So the brighter it gets, the more particles we're going to have. So we're going to link these to the in particles or the in bubbles. And then we have seeds here on evolution options. So if we change here the seeds, we can get a different spots to emit from. So let's link these with the seeds, and we want to create a variable here for it. So just to have a different looks when we duplicate this. So S equal the slider, and then S multiplied by index, multiply that by 20. It's just 12 and divided by 100. So we're going to get something basically like this. So now we can control, actually we can control the seeds from here and the number as well. So we're just going to link here these scatter, and also create a variable here, S equal, and then multiply that by the index, multiply by 0.3 and divided by 100. We just want a settle of that. So now we have this set up here. So we need to duplicate these few times, and then I'm going to scatter these like this. So let's preview and see how this looks like. So as you see, we got something like this, and you may see some very random movements here. We just need to scatter this, not too much, so just around maybe 50 or so. And let's get actual less particles there. We just need few. Okay, that's look pretty cool. So maybe we're going to set seeds to 0 just for now. And so now let's get back to the main comp here and turn on visibility here. So now we have them together here. And so what I want, I'm going to apply a fast box blur here. Let's put here 8, copy these and paste it on these as well. So we're going to have something like this, as you see. So maybe we just need to add more, basically scatter, just for randomness there. Okay, and so now we're going to pre-compose this. So this is going to be bubbles animation 01. And then I'm going to apply roughen edges. So you can see by applying it, we're getting this liquidy look. And this looks pretty cool just by default. So let's preview and see how this looks like. Okay, that's pretty cool. We need more adjustments for this. So we can do that later on this bubble comp. And so now here, let's sharpen this a little bit. And maybe here we can just tweak the scale just to have a nice variation there. And then I'm going to apply here sample choker. And so we can just choke these if we want to. So let's just put it now at 2. And then I'm going to apply fill effect. And basically let's create a new controller here to control the color. And so going to have color control here. And we want these to be linked with these color control. So let's get a nice color here. Okay, so now we have the basic of these, and we want to stylize these to give it a very nice looking. So let's duplicate these, and this is going to be shadow, and then I'm going to apply a bevel alpha here. Let's solo this comp, and so here you can see what we got. Let's crank up the intensity here, and so let's delete this fill and add a new one. Let's make it black and just put it before the bevel alpha. So we just have these nice highlights here. So we can control here. And then I'm going to add a Luma key. So we want to key out these black pixels. So we just now have these, and let's have a nice angle of these. And then let's duplicate this fill and just put it after these Luma, and then we can add a matte choker just to get soft edges here. So we have something, as you see, like this. And so on top of the bubble animation, we got something like this. So we can just lower here the opacity. So we get a nice shadow here, as you see. And then let's duplicate the shadow, and this time it's going to be the highlights. And then instead of black, it's going to be white, and opacity is going to be 100. And we want to have a different angle, of course. And so on sample choker, we're going to just choke that more. And here we have more controller here. So we can control the thickness, and here we have more controller on the matte choker. Okay, so that's look pretty cool. So maybe this is long edge. We don't want that. So let's try to get a nice looks there. Okay, and then I'm going to duplicate these highlights and then apply fast box blur, and let's put this to 10 just to get a nice glow on the highlights. And so this bubble animation, I want to put there maybe 30 for now. So we're going to have something like this, and I want to just duplicate all of these comps. So this is going to be a second duplicate with different bubbles. So here, let's add these opacity and more opacity here. And I want to reveal these bubble animation and just duplicating it. And so here I want to do the same thing for bubbles 01, reveal that, duplicating it, and then I'm just going to replace it here and then open these. And so here we want to just have different seats and maybe less. Okay, so now we have variation on the second one. We want to replace these with these bubble animation. So just replacing that. So now we have different look here. So let's get more opacity here for this, and let's preview and see how this looks like. Well, that's look pretty cool, but we still need to do a few adjustments here. So we need to do adjustments on the map. So let's open the texture map here. So maybe this we need to get a little bit, we want it to get smaller here. So the size, I want to scale this and get rid of few. And doing the same thing here. And then on the bubbles, basically, we have a lot here, so we just need to lower these bubbles to maybe different seats. And doing the same thing for bubble 2. So here we have a lot, so just few of it. So you can see the controller we have here. Maybe a less scattering. You can see we have a lot here. And basically we can just get rid of a few of them if we want to, just so we don't have a lot there. So let's preview this again and see how it looks like. So hope you get the idea, and so now we can just change the holder to something else if we want to. So here I have these logo, and so let's preview it and see how it looks like. So this was the tutorial of today. Hope it was very useful for you guys. And if you have any questions, just comment and I will do my best to be responsive. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials coming soon. And thank you for watching.